According to Boston Consulting Group, organizations with strong recruiting processes achieve 3.5 times more revenue growth and more than double the profit margins of other companies with weaker strategies. Harvard found that 80% of employee turnover is due to bad hiring decisions, and those decisions can cost more than 5 times the annual salary of the bad hire. Hello, my name is John Pike. In this video, I'm going to reveal how to use psychometric data to hire with surgical precision. Most companies treat hiring as a linear transaction. Jobs posted, interviews held, decisions made. But when viewed through the lens of the first 7 pillars, software as a service, psychometric diagnosis, cultural calibration, leadership enablement, role optimization, and talent benchmarking, the act of hiring is revealed not as a function, but as an initiation into a culture of performance excellence. Precision hiring, then, is not about filling seats. It's about fulfilling design, placing real human beings with immutable, measurable wiring into roles they were built to thrive in. And that starts with a radical truth. New talent does not conform to our opinions. Their success is not determined by our gut feelings or how well they did in the interview. Their gifts, challenges, and potential are already there, independent of our perception. This is what most companies fail to grasp. They hire people for how they appear rather than for how they're wired. They overvalue the resume and proven years of experience, the specific vibe that they give off, their charisma or energy. But those things are proxies, are dangerously thin ones for what hiring is really about. Uncovering fit, engineering alignment, diagnosing capacity, and predicting trajectory. This is why objectivity is not a feature, it's the foundation of hiring. Let's take a look at the hidden engine of great hiring. When you eliminate guesswork, you remove ego from the hiring equation. That's where true clarity emerges. With objectivity, we no longer need to hope that a person can succeed. We can model their likely performance before they start. We can see where they'll thrive, where they'll struggle, how they'll fit, and when they'll break. All before a single onboarding email is sent. Here's how the previous pillars prepare us to hire with surgical precision. Psychometric diagnosis. Hiring does not start with the candidate. It starts with data. Psychometric diagnosis gives us the talent DNA of how someone thinks, acts, and decides, not just on their best day, but under stress, in ambiguity, and in real-life leadership contexts. It removes the illusion of gut feel or subjectivity and replaces it with deep, time-tested, proven science. Cultural calibration. Most hiring mistakes are not competency errors, they're culture clashes. When we calibrate culture as a living operational system, we know exactly what environment a new hire is stepping into. Precision hiring ensures that a person's values, norms, and feedback tolerances don't just fit, they actually strengthen the culture that they are entering. Sales leadership enablement. Leaders must lead with insight and data, not with their personal opinions. If they don't understand how to develop the people they hire, they unintentionally sabotage their success. This pillar ensures managers are not just hiring reactively, but can attract, onboard, coach, and grow new hires strategically. Precision hiring only works when leaders are enabled to sustain the hire. Role optimization. You cannot hire well for a role that's poorly defined. We've already created clarity around each seat, what it demands, what traits it rewards, what misalignments it cannot tolerate. We aren't hiring good people. We are hiring for role fit. That's a seismic shift. Talent benchmarking. Instead of guessing what great looks like, we actually model it. Using real-world data, from performers at your company in your industry. We reverse engineer excellence into repeatable hiring benchmark profiles. These become our hiring scorecards, against which every candidate is objectively measured. No more hoping or praying, just matching. Hiring as engineering, not art. Most companies treat hiring like matchmaking. We treat it like engineering. It's not, do I like them? It's, do they align with the operational needs, wiring demands, and growth path of this exact role, in this exact culture, under this exact leader? This is what separates precision hiring from the market. We do not interview to discover. We assess to predict. We profile to design. We hire to align. A talent philosophy shift is necessary, from subjectivity to systemization. At its core, precision hiring is not a tactic. It's a paradigm shift from subjective opinion to structured data, from charisma-based interviews to wiring-based decisions, from accidental teams to engineered performance systems. Why founders and operators must demand this. If you're a founder or operator aiming to exit the day-to-day and step into strategic scale, precision hiring is the best path. Really, it's the only path. You cannot scale hope. You can only scale systems. Hiring is your biggest expense and also your highest leverage point. Hiring with a proven system means fewer poor performance issues, faster onboarding and ramp up to productivity, lower turnover, higher culture fidelity, greater leadership capacity. And most importantly, it buys back your time. With a system in place that's proven based on science, you're no longer needed for every final interview or hiring fire drill. In every scaling business we've worked with, controlling talent acquisition isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential. For owner-operators, every hire can feel like rolling the dice or throwing darts, either a returning asset or a costly liability. Precision hiring transforms that uncertainty into a repeatable system for attracting, evaluating, and onboarding high-fit talent. And it starts with the scientific data, not resumes, not referrals, not individual or group interviews. Why it matters to you as the leader or entrepreneur. You didn't build your company by flipping hiring decisions on a whim. You've grown through grit, vision, and relentless effort and execution. But as that company scales and grows, you can't afford to guess, or worse, rely on luck to bring in the right people. Precision hiring. Think of it like this. Every mishire costs you multiple times their salary, not just in money, but in lost morale, delay, distraction, and disruption. When hiring becomes predictable, suddenly your people strategy becomes a growth engine, not a time drain. Let's take a look at the pitfalls of conventional hiring. In many organizations, hiring remains a largely reactive process, one driven more by urgency than intention. Job boards serve as impersonal black boxes, collecting a flood of undifferentiated applicants. Candidates apply en masse, regardless of true alignment, leading to cluttered pipelines and overwhelmed hiring managers. Interviews often rely on instinct rather than structure, defaulting to vague impressions rather than scientific data. Onboarding is generic, detached from individuals' profiles or strengths, and managers are left hoping that new hires will figure it out. This patchwork approach produces predictable outcomes: misaligned hires, protracted ramp-up periods, elevated turnover, and teams under persistent strain. The burden compounds with every misfire, absorbing the time, energy, and focus of leaders and colleagues alike. The hidden costs of a broken process. First is operational friction and expense. Poor hiring decisions can cost more money. They cost, or rather more than money. They cost momentum. Mishires can drain 3 times their annual salary in turnover, training, and opportunity cost. In fact, depending on the position, it could be anywhere from double to more than 11 times their actual salary. Team morale erodes as others absorb the fallout. Ramp insecurity. Traditional hiring models delay productive integration. Without insight into each individual's unique wiring and motivation, onboarding is either a cookie-cutter approach or process or becomes guesswork every time. Precision hiring, in contrast, aligns strengths of the individual people that are hired with the demands of the role from day one, which thereby results in accelerating their contribution, their confidence, increases retention, and elevates productivity. Founder dependency. For entrepreneurs and owner-operators or leaders aiming to step back, every manual hiring decision pulls them deeper into the business. Without a system, they remain the bottleneck. A precision model transforms hiring from a personal task into an organizational capability, freeing founders and business owners to scale, not supervise. Precision hiring, the 6-step framework. Studies in industrial psychology show that structured interview processes with behavioral and assessment layers produce significantly better performance and retention than unstructured or intuition-based approaches. We're not just improving outcomes, we're improving the system. Role blueprinting. This isn't about job titles, it's about deep success criteria. Go beyond tasks by asking, what cognitive thinking or talent style drives success in this specific role? Which motivators align best with them being able to achieve their day-to-day activities? What behavioral filters predict burnout versus flow? Your ideal talent profile is a psychometric and performance profile derived from your best people and contextualized to your current stage and strategy. Targeted sourcing. Rather than casting a wide net and hoping for the right person, precision hiring focuses on patterns. You build candidate pools matching certain behavioral and motivational criteria known to succeed. That might mean profile-specific job advertisements, targeted LinkedIn outreach, talent networks aligned to your psychographic filters, and how they think, or using this scientific data-driven approach with recruitment partners. Assessment layering. As part of the application process, have your prospective teammate complete the talent DNA assessment. This catches red flags early, saving you time and also theirs. It also flags strengths so managers can tailor the conversation. Use the scientific data of the hiring profile to inform the job advertisement copy. This will help to attract aligned talent and repel mismatches with clarity. Compensation, culture, expectations. Behavioral interviews. Every question should be tied to your success blueprint. If a candidate scored high on autonomy, ask them to describe a time they had to self-manage results. If problem solving is absolutely essential, ask them about ambiguity and decision making. Every answer is scored, not just noted. Decision calibration. Hiring is never a solo interview. It's a coordinated decision with a few people at the table. Bring calibrated perspectives into a structured debrief with scorecards, psychometric overlays, and benchmark comparisons. Objectivity here is your absolute superpower. Consistency is your ally. Subjectivity, intuition, and gut feelings are your enemy. Strength-aligned onboarding. Your precision journey doesn't end at the job being offered. That's where it truly just begins. Onboarding can also be personalized to the individual's wiring, the demands of the role, and team dynamics. You can use wiring gaps to personalize ramp plans and integrate psychometric insights into early coaching and expectations. This ensures role fit becomes role momentum fast. Team buying and stakeholder involvement. No hiring model succeeds in isolation. As we mentioned, precision hiring must become a shared language across your leadership team, HR, and people managers. That means structured training, clear usage guides, and calibration sessions where multiple stakeholders evaluate candidates against the same rubric. Train hiring managers to interpret assessments, apply scorecards objectively, and communicate role fit insights to their teams. HR should become fluent in psychometric trends across the business, helping to forecast talent gaps and optimize organizational design proactively. Calibration is the final safeguard against bias. When multiple stakeholders independently rate a candidate using structured tools, it ensures decisions aren't driven by one person's intuition or preferences. This creates consistency, fairness, and long-term trust in the system. Precision hiring only scales when it becomes a shared operational mindset and way of doing things, not just a tool. Candidate experience and differentiating your brand. Precision doesn't mean robotic. In fact, the more intelligent your hiring system, the more space it creates to elevate the candidate experience. A well-designed funnel should feel like an inside track, not an interrogation. From the first touch point, candidates should feel seen, respected, understood, and also inspired. That means clear, compelling job ads that reflect both expectations and opportunity. Assessment results can be shared as part of the candidate's journey, not as gatekeeping, but as a window into how you think, hire, and coach. You can showcase testimonials from current team members, performance case studies, and culture stories. Let candidates see your standards not as exclusionary, but aspirational. An elite hiring system becomes part of your employer brand. It sends a message. We don't guess, we design. And if you're a fit, you're going to thrive here. As your company grows, precision hiring must scale, not just in volume, but in integrity. What begins as a founder-led, high-touch process must evolve into a repeatable, systemic capability embedded across departments, roles, and locations. This demands thoughtful automation and infrastructure. Integrate your applicant tracking system with psychometric triggers to auto-score assessments and flag best fit profiles. Set up conditional email flows to route candidates based on benchmark alignment. Use automated dashboards to alert hiring teams when scorecard gaps appear or when candidates outperform benchmarks in key traits. Change management and adoption strategy. For most organizations, adopting precision hiring requires a total paradigm shift. This is not a plug-and-play tactic. It's a transformation of how hiring is understood, staffed, and also executed. Start with a pilot phase. Choose a department or role that would benefit most from hiring transformation, such as your sales department. Walk the team through psychometric onboarding, build benchmarks from your top performers, and then run a closed hiring sprint using the full precision hiring system. Measure results, then showcase the success story internally. The payoff isn't just better hires, it's the birth of a talent strategy that aligns every seat to optimal performance and frees every leader to lead. The founder or leader's ticket to a self-sustained sales organization. If you're still hiring by gut feeling and intuition, or worse, urgency, then every hire is a risk, every onboarding a fire drill. An end-to-end precision hiring system changes all of that. It creates a repeatable, data-driven system or funnel from first touch point to first quarter, transforming hiring from a reactive scramble into a strategic advantage. The hiring funnel transforms your talent function from a line item to a lever. Build, measured, improved. This is how the leader and entrepreneur stops playing catch up and starts directing from above. This is how hiring becomes history proof. This is how you step out and scale up. Precision hiring is the capstone. With it, you free up time and energy. Managers hire with clarity and confidence. Culture remains consistent, and scaling becomes predictable when you consistently hire aligned talent. It's not about eliminating the gut entirely. It's about tuning the gut to calibrated signals. That's how growth doesn't break your systems. As the company's architect, every irrational hire is a knot in your anchor chain. With precision hiring, you reclaim time, you gain performance predictability, you avoid being the gating factor on every key role. Precision hiring is more than a method. It's also a mindset. It takes the foundations you've established and uses them to ensure every new hire is not just capable, but built in alignment with your ecosystem. It transforms hiring from chaos into engineering. Without it, scaling brings friction, fatigue, attrition, and derailment. With it, you build a team that scales itself without draining your vision, values, or time.